Hey guys, welcome to test 3. So I'm going to go through these examples with you. Feel free to print the PDF and try them before you watch the video. Some of this is checkable because they're equations, but the inequalities, they're not really easy to check on the calculator because, again, there's a solution set, not just a single solution. All right, so first I'm going to distribute the -2. That would give me -2x plus 16 is less than 12. Subtract 16 from both sides. That gives me -2x is less than -4. Divide by -2. Divide by -2. So that gives me x. And then -4 divided by -2 is 2. So that's going to be a 2. Because this 2 here is negative, I'm going to have to reverse the inequality symbol. Remember, it's what you're dividing by or multiplying by. So the graph. On the test, you'd have to do the graph on top of a number line, but I don't have one here, so I'm just going to do a little sketch. It would be an open circle at the integer 2. Okay? Solve the equation. So anytime you get a numerical answer, you can check this. And you should be checking these on your calculator by storing the value for x. So first, I'm going to use the distributive property. That gives me 4x minus 28 plus 6x. I'm going to combine the like terms. That gives me 10x minus 28. I'm going to add 28 to both sides. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. That gives me 10x equals 62. And I'm just going to double check with my calculator that I added right, even though I'm quite confident. But you know, this is important. So when it's important, I check my work. Yep, I added right. I'm going to divide by 10, and I get x equals 6.2, 6 2/10. Okay? Remember now, you can use the store button on the calculator to check that. You store 6.2 as x, you type in the expression, and make sure you get a 34. Check your work. Sketch the graph of each inequality. Okay, so that's going to be an open circle at 5, and that says is less than, so it goes to the left. This is going to be a closed circle at 5, and that says is greater than or equal to. The is greater than is what makes it go to the right, but the or equal to makes the dot or the point filled in. Open circle, going to the right, greater than, closed circle, going to the left, less than. So remember, greater than goes to the right, less than goes to the left. Closed circle includes the point, so that would be the ones that have the equal bar. Find integer values. Find integer values, which would be a solution for x. So you can just find some by plugging things in, or you can actually solve the inequality. I'm going to solve it. So I subtract 67 from both sides. That gives me, that's a 67, sorry. -6x is less than -60. I'm going to divide by -6, divide by -6. That gives me x is greater than 10. Because the 6 that's doing the dividing is negative, you reverse or flip the inequality symbol. So I'm looking for integers that are greater than 10. That does not include 10. 10 is not greater than 10. So it would be 11, 12, 13, etc. Okay, write in interval notation. For these, a lot of times what I like to do is draw the picture. So I would make a sketch of the open circle going to the left at the 10. So because I see the arrow first, I know that that's -infinity. And I see the 10 second, so the 10 comes after the -infinity. And that's going to get a parentheses or a curved bracket because it does not include the 10. Okay, so the next one is going to be similar. It's going to have the -infinity, but that's going to have a square bracket because it does include the 10. Is greater than is going to go to the right, and that's going to be at the 10. So that starts with the 10, and it goes to infinity. The is greater than or equal to is going to be similar, except it's going to have a square bracket. And that's the difference. All right, you must be greater than 48 inches tall. So I write the x, I write the 48, and then I think about it. So greater than, well, that's just that greater than symbol. That's pretty easy. Is less than, is greater than, you have to know the symbols. So I'm going to write the x, I'm going to write the 42. You can be at most 42 inches. So that means I can be less than it. Can I be 42? Is 42 at most 42? Yes, it is, so it needs the equal bar. Talk to yourself. It helps. All right, solve and graph. So first I'm going to do the distributive property. Just going to draw a line. That gives me 3x minus 12. 3 times x, 3 times negative 4. Now, I know some of you like to subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, and that is a good strategy. Personally, when it's an inequality, I always go left. So, I mean, it does work out because 3 is smaller than 7, but I would have gone left anyway. So that gives me 4x plus 16, and that gives me negative 12. Okay, why does this work? Because these are opposites or inverses. They cancel. I'm going to subtract 16 because why? These are opposites or inverses. They cancel. That gives me 4x is less than or equal to negative 28. Divide by 4, divide by 4. 4 is less than or equal to negative 7. Notice I didn't flip the inequality symbol because the 4 is positive, so that would not be a flip. So that's going to be a closed circle at negative 7, and it's going to go to the left. All right, and again, when you do this on the test, there's going to be number lines drawn for you. Okay. Oh, this one's a big one. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. I got to erase that mark. Okay. All right, so here we go. So first, I'm going to do the distributive property. That's going to give me negative 12x plus, I'm pretty sure that's 64, but I'm going to double check because this is important. Oh, 72. See, I would have made a mistake. Plus 2x minus 12. I'm going to combine the like terms. That's minus 10x plus 60. So negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. 72 minus 12 is 60. Less than or equal to 10x plus 80. Be careful. I think right now some of you are thinking, oh, infinite or no solutions, but positive 10 and negative 10 are not the same number. All right, so I'm going to subtract 10x from both sides. Please don't tell me that that's a 0. It's a negative 20. And then I'm going to subtract 60 from both sides. That gives me negative 20x is less than or equal to 20. I'm going to divide by a negative 20. And that's going to give me x is greater than or equal to negative 1. Okay, now you can check these by taking numbers that are greater than or equal to negative 1 and plugging them in and seeing if it makes it true. So like if I plug in a 0, will it make it true? Okay, you can do things like that. All right, and then the graph for this would be closed circle going to the right. All right, make sure that you can do words, graph, inequality symbol, interval notation. All right, is the value negative 5 a solution? I'm going to plug it in. So 2 parentheses negative 5 plus 5 gives me negative 5. Is that less than negative 5? No. It's not less than negative 5. They're equal. So that would be a no. No, negative 5 is not less than negative 5. They're equal. 2 texting plans. You guys probably don't even know how much your phones cost. 2 texting plans. Plan A, $25 a month plus 4 cents per text. T is text. See right here, T is text. And then the other one is $14 a month plus 12 cents per text. So one of them you pay more up front, but you pay less per text. Write an inequality showing that plan A is less than plan B. Well, that's simple. 25, because I did all the work already, plus 0.04t is less than 14 plus 0.12t. Now, if you wrote it where the 25 came second and the 0.04t came first, that's actually probably better because that's slope-intercept form and it's the same thing. Doesn't say to solve, so I'm not going to solve. Solve for h. All right. First, you got to move the half. Then you got to move everything in that parentheses. To move the half, you multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2. That gives you 2a equals h times b sub 1 plus b sub 2. That h is being multiplied, so I'm going to divide. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. You probably don't need the parentheses, but you can keep them if you want. It's up to you. So I end up with h equals 2a, and you have to keep the capital A. You can't change it to a lowercase. b sub 1 plus b sub 2. All right, here we go. Last one. In order to move the 1/3, you have to multiply by the reciprocal, so you're going to multiply by 3. So that gives me 3v equals big BH. All right, now I have to get rid of the big B, so I'm going to divide. So I divide by big B, I divide by big B, and I get H equals 3V over big B. Again, do not change the case. Lowercase stays lowercase, uppercase stays uppercase. All right, happy studying. Good luck on your test. Please, please study.